stripped of his state minister position. Queues to purchase gas seen across the country today as well. Chairman of the Volatile Pradesh Sabha removed. Who gave permission to a businessman to construct a road in the Canal Reserve in Batturamulla? 17-year-old stabbed to death following a dispute over TikTok. Cabinet grants approval for the procurement of 750 jeeps and 500 buses for Sri Lanka police under Indian loan.
Now on to your top story this afternoon. The President's Media Division says State Minister Susil Premajayantha has been removed from his state ministerial portfolio with immediate effect as per the powers vested by the President. Susil Premajayantha, who was the State Minister of Education Reforms, Open Universities and Distant Education Promotion, recently criticized the government's agricultural policy. Susil Premajayantha, who was removed from the ministerial portfolios, arrived at the ministry this morning and handed over his belongings to the secretary to the ministry. Journalists raised a number of questions to the former Minister of State, who is leaving the ministry this morning.
මොනක්වත් නැහැ. ඉතින් මට ආරංචි මේ රාජ්‍ය අමාත්‍යන්තුරෙන් අයින් කළා කියලා ඉතින් මේව ලොකු දේවල් නෙමෙයි. ඉතින් මම ඇමතිවරයෙක් වුණේ 2000 පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ආපු ගමන් මගේ වෘත්තියක් තියෙනවනේ. හෙට ඉඳලා එහෙ යනවා උසාවියට. මේ සම්බන්ධව ඔබතුමාට දැනුවත් කළා තියෙනවා? නෑ එහෙම දැනුවත් කරන්නේ නැහැනේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන්. මාධ්‍යෙන් එහෙම තමයි අපි දැනගන්නේ අයින් කළයි කියලා. දැන් ඔබතුමාව ඉවත් කරන්න හේතු කාරණා විදියට දක්වලා තියෙන්නේ මොනවද? එහෙම හේතු දක්වන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැනේ. විධායක ජනාධිපතිවරයාට බලතල තියෙනවා ඕන කෙනෙක්ව පත් කරන්න ඕන කෙනෙක්ව අයින් කරන්න. මේකත් ඇත්තටම වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. දන්නේ මම අර පෙරේ
I said that the price of a kilo of chili was 1,200 and I said that the agriculture sector has failed. We can see that the policies taken by the government have failed. I spoke on behalf of the people.
අංකුව ඉතින් මේක සම්පූර්ණ මේ කෘෂිකර්මය ෆේල්. ගත්ත ප්‍රතිපත්ති තීන්දුව ෆේල් බව පේනවා. ඉතින් ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් තමයි අපි කතා කළේ.
The people of this country now have a to-do list for the day. Joining the gas queue is the morning. In the morning is on the top of the list. If there is a permit in this mandatory to go to the milk powder queue or to keep another family member in the milk powder queue.
People had to wait in queues at the Mathura Litro Gas Distribution Centre at around 3 this morning to buy gas. Our correspondent said that people had to come to Mathura from areas such as Gaul and Ahangama to purchase gas. People in Hatton had to wait in line this morning with tokens to purchase litro gas cylinders, but only a limited number of people were able to purchase gas cylinders.
මේකේ 40ක් අවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ මේකේ අපි ඉන්නවා 100ක් වැඩි. ඒ මේ උනාට පස්සේ අපි ආයෙ යන්න ඕනේ අරලා. ගෑස් සිලින්ඩර් උස්සගෙන. empty gas cylinder උස්සගෙන. ඉඳලා බලන්න දැන් පොලිමේ 15 දෙනාටයි ටෝකන් දුන්නාලු 15 දෙනෙන්ට විතරයි දෙන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මේ අපි යන්න කිව්වා. මේ පොලිමේ ඉඳලා මෙච්චර වෙලා ඉඳලා මිනිස්සු රවට්ටනවා එක්ක වාලා දාන්න ඕනේ. ඈ ගුරු මොනා කරන්න යනවද දන්නේ මේ ආණ්ඩුවත් එකයි රටත්.
Queues were also seen in the Ranna Vadigal area near the Litro gas dealer centres to purchase gas from this morning. However, only a limited number of people were able to purchase gas.
අද ජනතාවට උයාගෙන කන්න විදියක් නැහැ. මේ ගෑස් ටික සපය ගන්න බෑ මේ රජයට.
At a time where the Minister of Agriculture says that the SME farmers have not used the fertilizer the government distributed to them, farmers' reply say that they have not received proper fertilizer to carry out their cultivation. The repercussions of this dispute have to be borne by the general public. Newsfirst have reported about the unusual shortage of goods in the market, and the price available goods in the market have skyrocketed as well.
More than 50 farmers from Udugama visited the Gonadani Agrarian Services Centre to seek solution for the shortage of fertilizer. The group of farmers said that a stock of fertilizer was received by the Agrarian Centre, but steps have been taken to send that stock elsewhere. The group of farmers requested the agrarian officer at the centre to resend the stock of fertilizer, but the agrarian officer had said that she cannot do so in accordance with the circulars. Then the group of farmers requested the Deputy Commissioner of the Gaul Agrarian Development Centre, JWS Priyanjan, to grant them access to the stock of fertilizer. The Deputy Commissioner had told the farmers that the matter must be taken up with the Agrarian Services Centre. Against such a backdrop, the farmers of Udugama had to return home empty-handed. However, the farmers said if the authorities fail to provide a solution for this problem, all farmers' associations will unite and engage in a massive protest. Potato farmers have been impacted as a result of the government's decision to reduce the tax when importing potatoes. These farmers, who are already battered by the lack of fertilizer, have fallen from the frying pan to the fire due to this issue. Farmers of the Kantale Vanella Farmers Federation, who cultivated amidst many difficulties, are now unable to carry their harvest home as the only road available to go back to their families is in a dilapidated state. Farmers pleaded the authorities to take swift action to renovate the road as they are hoping to reap the harvest in the coming few weeks.
Against a backdrop where the general public is impacted by the rising cost of living, Minister of Trade Bandulu Gunawardena has said that the price of rice in the market has reduced.
There
is inflation, yes, because the people have been impacted by this. The Minister of Finance presented a special economic package to the Cabinet last night. Go and see for yourself in the market. The price of rice has been reduced. Today I ordered to sell 1 kilo of samba for rupees 128. The previous price was 130 rupees.
Any
ministry is fine. If the ministry has more challenges, I will get scolded more. I will be keen on accepting such a ministry.
Leader of the JVP, Anurukumara Disanayaka, says the number of Sri Lankans leaving the country has increased in the face of an economic downfall. He made these remarks during a public meeting in Kakirava.
The time has come for the most important political discussion. Today 1,500 containers are stuck at the port. What's in them? Rice, onions, milk powder, sugar. Multiple containers carrying these items are stuck at the port. We don't have the dollars to release them. No dollars, no goods. We requested a loan from China and China said they'll give us yuan instead of dollars. What can we bring down from yuan? Only Chinese goods. A yuan loan is granted just to sell the Chinese goods. They then say they need the Hambantota port in order to grant this loan. They say they will grant a loan if the Trincomalee oil tanks are given to them. America is offering loans if we hand over the Kerawalapitia power plant to them. What is happening?
Meanwhile, representatives of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna expressed the following views yesterday. These loans are not being taken without a cost. The government is promising these lender countries to sell the local assets. Accordingly, they are trying to give the Trincomalee oil tank farm to India for 50 years. There are 99 oil tanks in Trincomalee. A joint corporation has been established between India and Sri Lanka that has the authority over 61 oil tanks, 51% for Sri Lanka and 49% for India. This joint corporation will refurbish these oil tanks. India has a stake of 49% 50% in this corporation. So definitely these 61 oil tanks will be taken over by India. What will the future generations of our country be left with after these rulers sell everything to foreign nations? Sri Lankan people will be left helpless. They will not be able to live in this country.
මේ රටේ ජනතාවට මොකද්ද රටක් හැදෙලා ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ මේ ටික විකුණුනාට පස්සේ ශ්‍රී ලාංකිකයෝ කියන මිනිස්සුන්ට මේ රටේ අසරණය වෙන්න වෙනවා මේ රටේ මහා පොළොවේ පය ගහලා ඉන්න බැරි වෙනවා.
Co-cabinet spokesperson Minister Udayagamanpila said that there are no discussions in place to hold the Provincial Council election. He said that no foreign nation has exerted pressure on Sri Lanka to hold the Provincial Council polls, adding that we do not have a culture here in Sri Lanka to bow our heads to such pressure. Cabinet of Ministers granted approval for the procurement of 750 jeeps for Sri Lanka Police and 500 new buses for Sri Lanka Transport Board. The Department of Government Information said that approval was granted at the meeting of the Cabinet of Ministers to purchase 750 jeeps for Sri Lanka Police, including 150 jeeps for the Police Special Task Force under the Indian line of credit. The Department of Government Information said that approval of the Cabinet of Ministers was granted to procure 500 new buses of 30 to 35 seating capacity to Sri Lanka Transport Board under the Indian Loan Grant Scheme. In more local news, an extraordinary gazette notification has been issued to remove the chairman of the Variyapola Pradeshiya Sabha, Tilaka Ratna Bandara. The gazette was issued by the Governor of the Northwestern Province, Admiral of the Fleet, Vasantha Karannagoda.
The extraordinary gazette stated that the chairman of the Pradesh Sabha has been proven guilty following an investigation that was launched to look into the allegations that were levelled against him. The gazette says that the chairman has been stripped of his title with effect from the 1st of January 2022. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Local Government of the Uber Province issuing a gazette says that a meeting will be convened on the 11th of this month to name a candidate to fill the vacant position of the mayor of the Badulla Municipal Council as well.
Residents of the Rajamalwatta area in Battaramulla are protesting against the illegal filing of a canal reserve opposite the Ministry of Lands for the construction of a road.
Residents say a businessman is building a private road in the Canal Reserve. They said that the person constructing this road had a permit issued by the municipal council, but that was also a fraudulent letter. Residents of the area protested yesterday while the road was being cleared for construction work using a backhoe. Police later arrived at the scene and instructed that it must be stopped, stating it was an unauthorized construction. Later, officials from the investigation unit of the Ministry of Lands arrived and took action to stop the construction.
The Marine Environment Protection Authority said a salvage operation is underway to remove the MV Express Pearl wreck at the debris that settled in the ocean floor, adding that the debris will be brought to a shore and moved to a temporary facility in Volatile.
Chairperson of MIPA, Attorney-at-Law Darshani Lahandapura said the eco-friendly material will be destroyed in the country and the rest of the material will be taken out of the country. She also noted that the debris removal process will be monitored 24/7 by MIPA officials from the MMA Prestige vessel.
Up next is Crime Watch.
Crime Watch.
Sri Lanka police say a 17-year-old male was stabbed to death in Grand Pass over a dispute regarding a TikTok video yesterday. The victim was stabbed to death down Madampitiya Lane last afternoon and succumbed to his injuries upon admission to the Colombo National Hospital. Investigations reveal that the victim and two others were travelling towards the Randiya housing complex and was confronted by a group with regard to a TikTok video. Thereafter, the victim was stabbed and the suspects had fled the scene. The Grand Pass police is conducting an investigation into the scene.
Crime Watch.
The Met Department states that showers or thunder showers will occur at times in northern, north central, eastern and Uber provinces and in Martale and Nuwara Eliya districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in western, Sabaragamuwa, northwestern provinces and in Kandy and Galle and Mathura districts during the evening or night. Meanwhile, a number of reservoirs, including the Parakrama Samudraya, are overflown due to heavy rains. Now in your international news, some residents under quarantine in the Chinese city of Xi'an have resorted to battering supplies in recent days as worries of food shortage continues.
Posts on social media showed residents swapping supplies and even tech gadgets in exchange for food. About 13 million have been confined to their homes since the 23rd of December and presently cannot leave to buy food. In recent days, many have taken to social media with numerous complaints. Authorities have been providing free food to households, but some have said their supplies are running low or that they have not yet received aid. Videos and photos on social media showed people exchanging cigarettes for cabbage, dishwashing liquid for apples and sanitary pads for a small pile of vegetables. Some were more optimistic though and commented on how touched they were by their neighbors' kindness of sharing their supplies with them. Xi'an is an epicenter of China's current COVID-19 outbreak and authorities have enacted drastic measures. But local authorities' management of the lockdown has attracted significant criticism online.
Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes has been convicted of defrauding investors after a months-long landmark trial in California. The Queen's Baton Relay for the 2022 Commonwealth Games will be taken to Kandy today. Sportsfest Muad Razik joins with us with the latest.
In its epic journey of 72 countries and territories across the world, the Queen's Baton for the 2022 Birmingham Commonwealth Games arrived in the picturesque city of Kandy, and we are here at the Victoria Dam, which was gifted by the British people, of course. And this is the second day of the Queen's Baton Relay in Sri Lanka. Yesterday it arrived to Sri Lanka from the Maldives, and it is set to travel towards Bangladesh and India and many other Pacific islands and Australia, and also towards the Caribbean and the Americas as well. So today we have a special program at the Ranabim Royal College in the afternoon. It's an educational program conducted by the officials of the Commonwealth Games unit of Sri Lanka along with the National Olympic Committee. Earlier this morning we had a special ceremony along with many officials and students from Kandy schools as well, and a cultural event to showcase the identity and the cultures of Sri Lanka to the world. This is Muad Razik reporting for News First from Kandy.
And that's a wrap of lunchtime news here on TV. Want more of these stories? You can log on to our website, that is www.newsfirst.lk. Thank you for watching.